Hi there. Real quick before we jump into the episode. If you enjoy this episode, or any of the other episodes, be sure to give us a follow or subscribe. It would also be great if you shared it with a friend, or better yet, left a review so others can know how awesome it is. Thanks so much. And now, the episode.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome to the Press Start Leadership Podcast, the podcast about game-changing leadership, teaching you how to get the most out of your product and development team and become the leader you were meant to be. Leadership coaching and training for the international game industry professional. Now, let me introduce you to your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Mifsud.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome back to another awesome edition of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. On this week's episode, we'll be discussing game-changing creativity, injecting fun into functional for unforgettable video game experiences, how going beyond Jira tickets can transform your game development process and captivate players like never before. When it comes to video game production, we all know that the journey from an idea in our heads to a masterpiece on the screen can be as treacherous as a Dark Souls boss fight. One minute you're confidently dodging obstacles, and the next you're face to face with a Jira ticket that reads like a novel. But like any good game, it's all about keeping things fresh and fun. So let's embark on a whimsical adventure and learn how to put the fun in functional, and maybe even the jolly in Jira ticket. Chapter 1. The mysterious world of done criteria. Picture this. You're working on your latest gaming masterpiece, and you've got a Jira ticket that outlines the done criteria for a feature in your game. You know the drill. Meet the criteria, and you're good to go. But what if he told you that going beyond the done criteria could actually level up your game's fun factor? We're not suggesting you abandon the done criteria altogether. After all, we don't want anarchy in the world of game development. Instead, consider the done criteria as a mere starting point. Think of it as a tutorial level, and now it's time to really dive into the game. Chapter 2. The secret treasure of player delight. You may have heard of the concept of player delight before. If you haven't, it's time to get acquainted. Player delight is all about creating unexpected moments of joy for your players. And, like a hidden Easter egg in your favorite game, can be the difference between a good game and a great game. Now you might be wondering how exactly to add these delightful surprises to your game. Fear not, dear reader, for we have some tips and tricks up our sleeves to help you on your quest. 1. Think outside the Jira box. As mentioned earlier, done criteria are just the beginning. To truly add delight, you need to think beyond those checkmarks. This might mean brainstorming new ways to interact with objects, creating unique animations, or even adding a cheeky line of dialogue. The key here is to let your imagination run wild. You never know what you might come up with. 2. Embrace the power of iteration. Iteration is a game developer's best friend. Think of it as a never-ending cycle of leveling up. The more you iterate on a feature or mechanic, the more polished and delightful it becomes. So don't be afraid to play test, gather feedback, and make changes. It's all part of the journey to player delight. And 3. Pay attention to the little things. Sometimes it's the smallest details that make the biggest impact. A subtle sound effect, cleverly hidden secret, or a sassy NPC. These are the things that players will remember and talk about long after they put down the controller. So keep an eye out for opportunities to add these little touches of magic throughout your game. Chapter 3. The perils of overloading your game. Before we get carried away with player delight, it's worth noting that there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. Overloading your game with delightful surprises can lead to a cluttered and confusing experience. So, like a skilled gamer carefully managing their inventory, it's important to strike a balance between delight and functionality. A good rule of thumb is to prioritize player delight in areas that won't negatively impact gameplay. For example, you might want to avoid adding a complex minigame to an already challenging boss fight. Instead, focus on moments where players can pause, explore, and appreciate the delightful surprises you've created for them. Chapter 4, Unleashing the Power of Team Creativity. Adding player delight in your game isn't a solo mission. It's a team effort. By fostering a culture of creativity and collaboration within your development team, you can unlock a treasure trove of delightful ideas. 1. Encourage brainstorming sessions. Organize regular brainstorming sessions where team members can share their ideas for delightful moments in your game. The more diverse the input, the more unique and unexpected the surprises you'll be able to create. Plus, brainstorming is a great way to bond as a team and stay motivated throughout the development process. 2. Empower your team members. Give your team members the freedom and support they need to explore and implement their ideas. This might mean providing additional time and resources or simply offering words of encouragement. The more empowered your team feels, the more likely they are to come up with innovative and delightful ideas. 3. Celebrate successes and learn from mistakes. As with any aspect of game development, adding player delight involves trial and error. Be sure to celebrate your team's successes, but don't be too hard on yourselves when things don't quite go according to plan. Remember that every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow as a team. Chapter 5, The Glorious Rewards of Player Delight. So you've gone beyond the done criteria of your JIRA tickets, embraced the power of iteration, and cultivated a team of creative wizards. What's the payoff, you ask? Well, my dear listener, the rewards of player delight are numerous and bountiful. 1. Increased player engagement. A game that surprises and delights its players is one that keeps them coming back for more. By creating memorable moments, you can increase player engagement and ensure that your game stands out from the crowd. 2. Buzzworthy word of mouth. Players love to share their experiences with others, and delightful surprises are the perfect conversation starter. By adding these moments to your game, you can generate buzz and attract new players who are eager to see what all the fuss is about. 3. A sense of pride and achievement. Finally, there's an immense satisfaction of knowing that you and your team have created something truly special. By going beyond the done criteria and prioritizing player delight, you can take pride in a job well done and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Final thoughts. The heroic journey of game development. Much like the epic quests and thrilling adventures that define our favorite video games, the journey of game development is one filled with challenges, triumphs, and yes, even a little bit of fun. By going beyond the done criteria of your JIRA tickets and focusing on player delight, you can create a gaming experience that is truly memorable and enjoyable for all. So, strap on your development armor, grab your trusty keyboard, and embark on the noble quest of putting the fun in functional. May the player delight be ever in your favor, brave developer. All right, that's this week's episode of Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thanks for listening, and as always, thanks for being awesome. Hey there, press starters. Conversations with Christopher is coming back, and we need you. If you're a veteran leader in the video game industry and have years of experience and wisdom to share, we want to hear from you. Share your insights and knowledge on topics such as team management, project leadership, industry trends, and more. Your unique perspective can be a valuable resource for aspiring leaders and those new to the industry. If you're a new leader in the video game industry, we want to hear from you too. Share your experiences as you navigate your way through a new role, the challenges you faced, and the successes you've achieved. Your insights can provide inspiration and guidance to others who are just starting their leadership journey. And if you're an aspiring leader looking for advice, this is the perfect opportunity for you to ask questions to an industry expert. Whether you're looking for advice on how to get started in the industry, how to advance your career, or how to overcome obstacles, this is your chance to get answers from someone who has been there. So, if you're interested in being a part of the conversation, reach out to Christopher, that's me, at Christopher@PressStartLeadership.com. Let us know a little bit about yourself and what you'd like to talk about, and we'll be in touch to schedule a time for the conversation. In addition to sharing your leadership insights and experiences, we want to offer you the opportunity to promote your company, book, open positions, or anything else you'd like to share with our thousands of listeners. This is a chance to showcase your brand and let people know what you and your company are all about. So, whether you're promoting a new game release, a job opening at your studio, or your latest book, This is your chance to get the word out to a wide audience of video game industry professionals and enthusiasts. We believe that conversations with industry leaders are an important way to help others learn and grow, and we're excited to offer this platform to you. So don't miss out on this opportunity to share your wisdom, promote your brand, and connect with others in the video game industry. That's right. Email me, Christopher at presstartleadership.com to schedule a conversation today. We can't wait to hear from you.